Well, if you want to know what it's like to be a landscape photographer, this is it. This is what it's like most of the time. Pretty crap. Out in the elements. Wet. Cold. Am I selling it? Of course I am. Because you love it! Well, good morning. Sheltering from the rain in Scotland. And with my good mate Brian for this little trip. We're on our way to Glencoe actually, and we saw a flash of light on some mountains, and we came down the road and we stumbled across the Falls of Dochart, which look pretty cool. So we're going to get our stuff out and have a wander up. It's chucking it down, so we might get a coffee first and see if it stops raining, and then we'll go and show you this. Well, morning. I hope you can hear me above this raging torrent of a river behind me, but yeah, this is Dochart Falls. Chucking it down at the minute. There's a lovely pine tree here, which we've had flashes of light on it. When it lights up, really stands out from the background. That's what we need here. Otherwise it just sort of tends to blend into the background. Beautiful rocks. Just trying a few different exposure times. Yeah, just waiting for that flash of light. There has been a bit, so we'll just wait and try and get some of these nice bits of water. In the end, I didn't really feel that any of the images from the waterfalls here worked particularly well. Trying to get separation between the tree and the background was very difficult, and there wasn't sufficient light to be able to give you that separation. So although it was quite a nice scene, it was almost better without the trees with this shot. But in truth, I don't really like any of them. Well, that was sorry about that. Well, that was a good bit of fun there. Light was coming and going. We've got some quite nice stuff. So we're back in the car. At least we're out in 2 minutes, and we'll be heading up towards Glencoe to see what the weather's like there. It's quite changeable at the minute, which could be quite good. So we'll hit the road and see you up there. So we've decided to just have a quick look at Loch Tulla on the way past to Glencoe. There's quite a bit of snow in the mountains across the way, and some lovely pine trees here. Light is not brilliant at the minute, but there has been flashes on the way in, so we're going to go down to these pines and have a look. Some larch trees here which are quite nice. Just going handheld with the camera, no tripod or out. It's quite bright now, so we'll go and have a look down there and see if we can get a bit of flash of light with the snow in the background. I always like to stop off at Loch Tulla. I love pine trees and larch trees, favourite trees, pair of them. And just a combination of them here with the snow in the background, it's just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Would have been nice if it was a little bit stiller, could have got some reflections, but you can't have everything. You can't have everything. Not very often anyway. Right, we're just heading over to a place called Cauldron Falls, which is by the King's House Hotel, and it's been shot plenty of times, but the mountains look quite moody at the minute, and Brian's never shot here, so I'm taking him over to show him. But it is proper boggy. Real boggy, and he's not got any wellies. Rookie, what a rookie. I wish the rain had stopped though. It's going to be a problem when we get there, but we'll get up and have a look. The buckle's looking quite nice. The mountain's got a bit of snow on, so it's not looking too bad. Well, this is the lovely Cauldron Falls. Excuse the noise, obviously right next to the waterfalls, but for me there's two basic shots here. You either shoot across the falls like this, in portrait orientation with the snowy covered mountains in the background, which is really nice, and then if I just come round past Brian, hopefully without knocking him in, and then we come round here, again, you need wellies on if you're here. You've got this lovely sort of V shape that you can get into the bottom corner, and then panning up with the buckle in the background, the buckle etif mur. So yeah, two main compositions. We've had some quite nice light, so I've been trying a few different shutter speeds, and you know, just a few different heights, some lower down, some higher up, just see which works best, and you'll see the best of them now. Well, we left Cauldron Falls before because it's absolutely lashing it down with rain. We just had a bite to eat and we were driving along and we just saw this scene, and it absolute, many of you remember Mark Littlejohn's shot that won Landscape Photographer of the Year. It was called A Beginning and an End, and it was shot not far from here and in very similar conditions, I suspect. Absolutely lashing it down, and we've got a lovely bit of water just coming off the fell, and it's just like start and an end, very similar. So we're just like laughing. It's absolutely tipping it down, so we're shooting out the car window. Well, just have a look at this. I'll try and show you on the camera first, with the rain going through the little scene, and we'll see what we can do with it. It won't be as good as his, of course, but hey, let's have a go and see what we can come up with. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, hang on, open the right window. Right, here it is. Here, look at that. It's like he's shot in it. Something like that. See the rain coming in. Awesome. Let's get a picture, see what it looks like. It was very difficult to pull the rain out of the image to make it appear suitable in this photograph, so I'm not really happy with the outcome, but it was good fun trying. Well, conditions are awful. I mean, let's not beat about the bush here. Awful. That is Black Rock Cottage. Much photographed, but not today by us. There's deer everywhere, but the weather's just really, really grim. So we've been to get ourselves a few provisions down at Ballyhoolish. We're going to get bunkered down for the night and see if it's any better in the morning, because it's yeah, it's a bit of a shocker really. So we'll leave you for now, and then we'll see what it's like in the morning.
morning. Tea with a hint of chilli from last night's tea, no doubt, this morning. It's going to be a bit rank. Well, we woke up this morning and Brian said, you better just check the car hasn't floated away. So, it was quite a lot of rain last night. Like mega amounts of rain. It has actually just stopped raining, but yeah, it looks really, really wet. So, we're about half an hour from sunrise. Well, the sun is going to rise, but whether we'll ever see it or not today is another question. So we'll have a cup of tea, load the car up. We've got a shot in mind that we want to get, but we'll have to see what the weather's like.
Right, we've come to the Devil's Staircase for a shot with a river running down with the buckle behind here. It's Lascagag cottage. Yeah, we just jumped out of the car, said right, stop raining, let's go. No sooner have we jumped out of the car, it started absolutely lashing it down again. So I think we're nuts for trying this, but we've got nothing else to do, so we're gonna get wet, very wet probably. We're gonna go and see if we can find this shot though. We found this little spot on the river, which is quite nice. We've got the lovely sort of bend of the river, the S-bend coming in, like a lovely snaking line, past the cottage, pine trees, and the buckle behind it. It's quite a nice composition, like it. The light isn't brilliant, but there's a bit of cloud and mood, and you know, I think there's something to work with, definitely. Yeah, I like it a lot. In the end, I quite liked the composition of this image, but I didn't like the light or the conditions. So it's definitely one for the next time that I come back. Right, we're halfway up the Devil's Staircase. Excuse the noise of water running by, it's really noisy. And yeah, we found this little section here. I'm almost certain this was photographed by David Brightwell recently. That was one of the images that inspired me to come up here. So thanks to Dave for that. I think this is where he was at, albeit I'm not 100% certain. Got this lovely little bit of falls here. And then the river leading down to the buckle in the background. Quite a nice little spot. So Brian's just setting up here. And then I'll come in and see if I can get a decent shot once the rain stops. Despite my best efforts to keep the lens free of water, I failed, and almost 95% of the images had to be discarded because of water. It was only these couple that I was able to salvage something meaningful from the shoot at this location. The rain at this point was relentless, and it was almost impossible to take photographs without the lens getting wet or the filters getting wet. So we decided to head back to the car in the hope of some brighter conditions if we travelled further south. Right, we've had our breakfast at the Green Willy. That was quite nice. I'm going to start tracking back generally toward Edinburgh now, because Brian's got to get back for some judo tonight, so we're heading back that way, and we'll see what we get on the way back. Might be nothing, and we'll speak to you en route, hopefully, with a bit of light. Well, that's it really. I've dropped Brian off. We had a good ride round on the way back from Glencoe through the Trossachs, and it's just rain, and that's all we've had really for the best part of 24 hours. So yeah, short trip this one. Was it worth it? I don't think the images will probably justify the trip really, but you've got to go and have a look sometimes, and you don't always know, do you? We've just had a little window to dart up there, so we went up. Sometimes them trips work out, sometimes they don't. So that's it for this time. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe and tap the little bell for notifications. But until next week, I'll catch up with you soon, guys.